The Persona Marathon will not end. Hey, what's up guys? Penguin CJP here, and today we are going to be doing another manga review of Persona 4 Volume 2. Soji, Yosuke, and Chie are high on the trail of the Inaba kidnapping victims, which now include Chie's best friend Yukiko. Now, with the help of their strange new ally Teddy, our heroes venture into the TV world again to get Yukiko back. So let us show off the full front cover with all the main cast up to this point. We got Yu Narukami, or Soji Seda, depending if you call him by what the manga calls him, even though it's not his official name. And there's Yosuke, Chie, Yukiko, and Teddy. Over here we have two other characters. I wondered who they are. We'll find out later. And one of the victims. On the inside, Gekukan, of course. And over here we have a nice little picture of everybody as princes, and Yukiko up there. So, story synopsis for this issue. It continues the trend of going through other characters' perspectives. In this issue, it's Yukiko, and somewhat Chie, but mainly Yukiko. So, we start out with Yu talking to Yukiko, and she's telling him about the inn and asking him about how he's going, and then she gets kidnapped by the killer. So then Yu, Yosuke, and Chie this time go into the TV to save him. They try to convince Chie not to, but she doesn't listen. So they all go in, and then Teddy shows them where Yukiko is, and Chie runs in without them. So they find her, and she is with her shadow, and then her shadow, of course, she says it's not her, and then the shadow turns into its demonic form. So then Yu and Yosuke must fight it off, and Chie is there just kind of trying to comprehend the situation and try to accept it. And she actually does help fight it, and that is something I do admittedly like about the Persona 4 manga, is how they handle the fights with the, I guess, shadow personas, or the shadows, where they actually do fight them. Like, even the characters, like how Yosuke, when he got his persona, he still had to fight his shadow, and I thought that was pretty cool. So Chie helps beat her shadow and accepts it, and then she gets a persona, and they come back later and they find Yukiko and her shadow. Then they all are fighting her shadow, and they beat her down, and when they finally beat down Yukiko's shadow, Yukiko finally does accept it. She gets her persona, then they leave, and then they have a bonding moment with her and Chie, first of all, then with Nanako, who is Yu's cousin, because he's staying with his uncle in the last volume, and his cousin, and they go to Junes together, and it's a nice little scene, and then it cuts off when we see this character, who we will see in the next issue. So overall, I would say this is a good second issue. The plot summary is, it's simple, because there's not too much story with this issue. However, the art is still just as amazing. Let me show you the picture here. There's Yu and Yosuke after they kind of beat themselves up. after they fought. So we get some pictures here. There's Chie's evil shadow form. This issue has a lot of fights in it, but that is okay. And here is Yukiko's shadow. But the art's really nice. Characterization, of course, is great because the characters have to face themselves, and that's one of the hardest things to do. It's pretty great. Oh, and they also form the investigation team. I guess I should have said that. After they free Yukiko, they form the investigation team to try to find who the murderer is, and here is Nanako hanging out with everybody else. And yeah, in the next issue, we will learn more about who the killer is. There's the little cute end picture. And we'll also figure out what that is. So, yeah, this is a good second issue. Very action-packed. I thought it was pretty good. It definitely wasn't slow, like the first issue. Start off slow, but also a little fast. It's a little strange. Watch that review if you haven't already. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed this video. And this is Penguin CJP, signing out.